Okay, I'm back today taking a look at another Fires of Invention deck today. Previously, we tried the Jeskai Color Slice to get some kind of mid-level results, I'd say. We're back again today with Naya now, trying to make use of some of the good green cards that are in the format. Number one, I kind of wanted to play with Up the Beanstalk, and I thought that this would be a really interesting way to go about it. Just because Fires of Invention allows you to save a lot of mana, so we might want to try to find things like our Kenrith and Cavaliers in order to just, spend that mana and make useful things happen. So the idea here being that in the previous deck, we kind of had a hard time drawing cards in the situations where we needed to find target seeds with Fires of Invention, but didn't initially have them in our hand. So in that deck, really our main draw was just the Kenrith or the Cavalier of Gales, the blue Cavalier. And those did draw cards, but the problem was that basically if you didn't have those cards, you were really dead in the water. So we're trying to see if we can find a deck here that either has draws in those situations that help us stabilize the board, or that will help us draw somewhat heavily into the things that we need to find. So I think Up the Beanstalk is a pretty good card for this kind of requirement. It cantrips on ETB, and then when you cast 5-drops, if you ever do, you get to draw additional cards. So this can scale, and you can really just start to fill up your hand towards the end of the game. And I think that in the previous series, we had problems basically where we were in that end game, and then we're drawing one card at a time. Sometimes it'd just be a land, and then we were sad. In this, I'm just hoping that once we draw this, our one of our 5-drops and play it, then we're just right back in the game and ready to keep going over the top with Fires of Invention. Up the Beanstalk obviously being a very good combo with Leyline Binding, a card that can be cast for as little as 1 white mana in this deck, since we're running a single Zagoth Triumph to fetch for our blue-black. And that's pretty solid. Plus, we can just play a lot of natural 5-drops, Virtue of Loyalty being one that is essentially also a 2-drop, which is cool. Well, let's see. So what else do we have here? We have some removal in terms of Bonecrusher Giant, Lightning Bolt, and Swords to Plowshares. Deafening Clarion technically is a board wipe against some smaller creatures. Brotherhood's End, kind of the similar situation. And then also we have Insulation against artifact decks, which, to be honest, are not really played that frequently at the moment, but, better safe than sorry. Fires of Invention, obviously, in this deck. We're going to hope to cast a bunch of these today. And then another angle that you want to take a look at when running a Fires of Invention type deck is what do you do when you've used your 2 spells for the turn. Obviously, you're going to have a bunch of unspent mana, so you need to have mana sinks. So we really only have 3 in this deck, so possibly we'd want even more. But for now, we're just splitting these pretty widely across the 5-drop slot, so it is what it is. But another thing you can do is run Planeswalkers. Minskin Boo is a pretty solid one. For 4 mana, being able to produce a 4/4 that just continually gets bigger. It can become an amazing blocker. You can eventually basically turn that big blocker or any one of these other big cards into a card advantage, which is really nice. It's just the hamster that is able to do it. But you can basically turn your Cavalier of Flames, Dawn, or Thorns into damage, and then the Cavalier of Thorns also has a good dice trigger as well. Same with the Flame and Dawn. So kind of a cool synergy between Minskin Boo and all of our Cavaliers here, hoping that this will eventually be good. And then obviously Kenrith can pick them up from the graveyard. So there's a little bit of a loop here. Possibly, depending on the way that the games go, we'll have to go into more Minskin Boos, but we will see. Not much to say other than this. I think it's just early game control, set up our card advantage, and then late game, stick some big threats and hope our opponent cannot deal with them effectively. For Windswept Heaths to help find our Zagoth Triumph and Jetmir's Garden, and then other than that, it is just Naya mana base. Hope you guys enjoy this one. This is hopefully going to have a bit of a better record than our previous build of Fires. The Jeskai one, I think, went 2-3, so if we can go 3-2, or at least have 2 solid games, I'd be pretty happy with this one. But let's see how they go. Before we hop into the games, make sure to like the video if you liked it. Comment whatever you think was better in this deck, what you think that I could still further improve from this. Would you go up to 4 Minskin Boos? I'm not sure I would, but let's hear it. And then, if you're new here, subscribe for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're doing a lot of historic, a lot of timeless as well. Now let's hop into round 1 and see if Naya Fires can beat out Jeskai Fires. Alright, here we go. So this is going to be our round 1. Heavily red hand here moving into this Minskin Boo. We don't have early card draw, which is kind of brutal. Plus, if we do draw our Beanstalk, we cannot play it. So I'm going to mulligan this one. This one's got better cards, I would say. And then in terms of hitting our Cavaliers, we're closer to hitting the Dawn than the Thorns. So I'll keep the Dawn. All we need is one white mana source. Though I think our turn... Alright, I think our fetch, if we do have a fetch, would like to be for the Sultai Triome. So even though that doesn't produce white, we'll have to see how we think about this. This is Thoughtseize, possibly taking our Up the Beanstalk. I'd probably take Up the Beanstalk if I were them. It is the long-term solution, but I'd also be worried about Bone Crusher Giant. Let's see which one they choose. They do take the Giant, okay. Well, let's show them a Stomping Ground and our 2 Beanstalks for the next 2 turns. Hopefully these are going to help us find some lands. That is going to be important. They may send off another piece of hand hate here. We'll see. Looks like we'll just be able to get this Beanstalk onto the stack. Whether it resolves, we will see. Can't be drawn in the locked, but they can do something else to it. Okay, we do find another land here, so this is another green source, and it's our 3rd white source, so Cavalier of Dawn is on the game plan here. We want to set up... Oh, Grim Tutor coming down, okay. Maybe Shieldred to try to punish her Up the Beanstalk, we'll see. We'll go 3 mana... Okay. So it's going to be 3 mana, player Beanstalk. I would honestly like to be curving into our 5th mana source here because we'd be able to go Cavalier of Dawn, kill Shieldred. Unfortunately, it looks like they're going to get Shieldred here. If it is the play. Whatever they tutored for. No, they actually don't decide to go for it. I guess I just chill and continue to draw with Up the Beanstalk. I mean, we are set up to draw so many cards. So even if they are to counter Cavalier of Dawn or Thorns, we really do not mind. Leyline Binding, also a really good pull here. We are maybe in a okay situation, except no, we're not. This is Tainted Pact Thassa's Oracle combo. Okay. Well, this is going to be an issue. So let's see what they decide to do here. They may be looking for their Thassa's Oracle or for Tainted Pact number 2. I don't really know what the situation is here. Now let's just see what they end up putting in here. Tainted Pact number 2 found. And they do put Thassa's Oracle into hand. Okay, so they may have something to recast Tainted Pact. Maybe they play 3 Tainted Pacts. To be honest, I don't get it. I say we go Minskin Boo aggro here. See if this resolves. I imagine it gets counterspelled in one of a million ways. Yep, Memory Lapse. We'll redraw that. Okay. That's fine. I mean, so opponent needs to get through 32 more cards here. They'll have to somehow recast their Tainted Pact. We redraw Minskin Boo. I say we just go again. Make them have another counterspell. And then Cavalier of Thorns eventually can get Minskin Boo back. Oh, we're allowed to have it. Okay. So we do get to triggered ability enter with our Minskin Boo, and then we lose Minsk. Or we lose Boo. Sorry, no, we lose Minsk. Minsk is the Planeswalker. But we will get our Boo onto the battlefield to attack in. That is okay. With 1 more mana, we can Kenrith Activation. That's something to think about. Demonic Tutor. Okay, let's see what they find. I mean, I wonder why they're playing so many Tainted Pacts. Because clearly they're not casting one from Exile, and they already have one in Graveyard. So that means there at least is another one in the deck. We have one more land here. We go Kenrith activation, I think. Kenrith draw 3. That feels amazing. We get to end up with a full hand even if they do counter Kenrith. Totally fine. We do not mind a bit. There's Fires of Invention. We were hoping to find that. And we do have Zagoth Triumph too. That makes our Leyline Binding super cheap. And then we have... I see. Okay. We mill, which is interesting. I think I'm going to be doing Cavalier of Thorns here. So it's possible that they just killed their Thoracle combo. Maybe they were only playing 2 copies of Tainted Pact. In which case, then we just have to burn them out before Jace kills us. And actually, we have Fires, Cavalier of Flame to do it through Fires. So we go like this, leaving up a red and a something else. And then here's Cavalier for cheap. Draw. And then we'll go Cavalier of Dawn, kill Jace. We'll get rid of some lands. Oh, that was our second thing for the turn, so we have to just go ahead and activate this. We'll bonk them for 1, or rather, we'll just take out Jace. I want to make sure that we don't die due to Jace for some weird reason. And it looks like that is it. Kind of confusing here. I think opponent might have misplayed with their Tainted Pact. The idea is that they should have been able to... I don't know why they picked up Thassa's Oracle. That just seems kind of like a misplay. They should have... I think the idea was to go Tainted Pact, increase their odds at drawing Thassa's Oracle, and then Thassa's Oracle plus Tainted Pact. I mean, definitely interesting build. I have wanted to try Tainted Pact, Thassa's Oracle in Timeless for a while, but haven't really found the deck for it, and it looks like our opponent is still workshopping their own. But, cool build. You can definitely do a lot in blue-black. They're probably some of the strongest colors that we have available. And, I mean, our deck this turn, I mean, we ended with 8 cards in hand off of triple up the beanstalk. I mean, that is the engine working so much better than it did in the Jeskai version. Yeah, basically next turn it was a super overkill with Cavalier of Dawn, Thorns, and then give everything haste with Cavalier of Flame. Could even Leyline Binding and just do Cavalier of Dawn if we wanted to. Super sweet start, and I feel like we've done very well for ourselves here. Anyway, that was round 1 out of the way. Let's go into round 2 and hope for a lot more like this. Okay, it's round 2 here. We open up a hand that is just basically able to cast Fires of Invention and has 3 mana and enough colors to cast Leyline Bindings. I'll keep it. Finding Beanstalk does feel nice here. We're going to get Thoughtseized. None of these cards really sucks that much to be taken from us. Fires of Invention is probably the new one for them. Maybe that's what they end up taking, though. Leyline Binding is probably part of our game plan the earliest. Alright, they go for the Fires. That's our enabler. We don't really mind too much. Let's make sure that we play green in case we have a up the beanstalk coming in the next couple of draws. It's Thoughtseize again to take our Leyline Bindings, I have to imagine. No, they just give me the Leyline Bindings. That's crazy. Well, we'll make sure that next turn we can play a Leyline Binding if it comes down to it, as opponent starts to shred our hand. Zagoth Triumph finds us the remainder of our colors here, so now our stuff is castable. We do have 1 Leyline Binding, which is playable now. And then in 2 turns we have Cavalier of Dawn. Alright, cool. So we'll go Windswept Heath. We will go ahead and fetch our other Triumph here. Possibly we got Stifled here. Looks like we are getting Stifled. That's okay. We will now be stuck on 4 mana. So it looks like reactive blue-black deck here. It really just gives us time to set up our game plan. We'll end turn here. They know that they have to play around Leyline Bindings. So we really don't matter. This does not matter too much to us. I think that I am happy to Swords to Plowshares this. Maybe they'll Spell Pierce me? No, they're going to flicker their thing. Okay. Yeah, you got it. It looks like Cavalier of Dawn might end up being a good block for the Orc Army, or like the Orc Army may be a good target for that thing. Let's go ahead and go... I think they have more counter spells, right? So we'll go Leyline Binding, try to take out Bowmasters. Maybe they counter it. Looks like they must be holding it, so we are allowed to have this. We'll just be taking a few... Oh, maybe Stifle again, right? Oh, okay, I see they're going to do that again. Sure, we'll let them cast this, I guess. Oh, it'll just be Stifle, sure. That's okay, I guess. I'm like not super happy about the way that this is going. We're gonna have to now shock for fires, make sure that this gets out. So at least now we can cast Cavalier of Dawn for free. We take a lot of damage in the process. Up the Beanstalk is nice here, we can just draw a bunch of cards. But none of it matters if Cavalier does not resolve. I think we just have to go for Cavalier. If not, then we go for Leyline Binding. We can pay for any tax they might have. And you know what? Maybe I would actually kill my own Fires of Invention in this case. Yeah, I would definitely have killed my own Fires of Invention. Okay, fine. Then if that's the case, it's probably just Leyline Binding. Leyline Binding killed Bowmasters. Do they have Stifle again? Nope, we're good. We have 2 turns to work with here. Or I guess 1 more draw step. Cavalier of Flame off of Up the Beanstalk, okay. Oh, they may have the counterspell for this. That's unfortunate. Well, we don't really have anything to do other than play our Cavalier of Flame. Let's see if it happens. Alright, we get our draw, and will this be countered? Alright, cool. Well, I will, okay, that's fine. That maybe isn't fine, actually. Because we're gonna die. So we'll go ahead and get rid of 1-2. Sure. And, yeah, unfortunately, Brotherhood's end a little bit too late. Opponent is going to have us here in round 2 off of a very low-to-the-ground blue-black control deck. Like I said, pretty strong color pairing that they have going on here. The Edict was kind of just very well timed for us. Okay, so that's round 2 out of the way. We have 3 more to go. Here we go. Round 3 coming up. Alright, here we go. So this is going to be round 3. We have a very good domain thing going with Leyline Binding. Opponent has mulliganed, meaning that I could probably, if I wanted to. The Bolt is nice, the Leyline Bindings are nice. I'm just hoping that that can buy us enough time to draw the lands from Inskin Boo. I'm going to give it a try. Pretty risky here. If we draw a Beanstalk, though, these Leyline Bindings turn into cantrips as well, and then we're mostly out of it. They show Indotha Triumph, we will show our Triumph, a Triumph of our own. We actually do not have white mana, so this is effectively really not a good hand. But we do have 3 mana, and opponent hasn't played anything early, so maybe we're okay after all. Okay. Hurrow, sure. So we need to worry about Okos, is what I've been led to believe, and I guess to some degree also that Uro. We can go... I think we want to go for damage here, so we're going to just start off with a Bone Crusher Giant. If Oko elks that, it's kind of whatever. Uro again, sure. Lots of ramp going down here. We need to make sure that we draw a land of our own here in the next draw step. Things get really bad if we don't. Opponent's ramp to 6 mana. Arboreal Grazer, they do have a blocker now, unfortunate. Well, I suppose we may as well use a Bolt to get in some damage. Alright. This is where things get a little iffy here. You got it. Opponent is stocking up that graveyard with 4 things in the bin. We're not, like, super scared yet, but when these arrows come back out and we can't play our Leyline Binding yet, that's when we know we're in trouble. Oh, hello. Sure. Supreme Verdict, so control. Oh, this is not good. We need to find something quick, and we need to find something now. Let's draw land in our next draw step. Maybe they'll just pass it back to us, right? Okay, so there is the land here. This is going to be Minskin-Boo. Minskin-Boo can definitely turn this game on its head for sure. We will decide to create this, and let's put some counters onto our Boo. Yeah, this is a way that we can just win a game from nowhere. Arboreal Grazer doesn't matter because we do have haste. We will decline to create one. There is our white source, so we are now chilling. And then let's go ahead and play. Kenrith can bring back one of these. I think I'll go Cavalier. I mean, I don't really even need to do that. I'll just go ahead and attack in. I think I will just play a Cavalier straight up. If they wrath the board, it's all good. I think I'll get rid of Lightning Bolt, and I'm going to be greedy and get rid of Minskin-Boo, number 2. Okay, we draw lands. That maybe wasn't great. Let's see if they can do something about this board state, because they're dead on board right now. Uro can be cast. Okay, so I did kind of think that that was going to happen. That's why Kenrith is a good play. Yep. So we just Leyline Binding here plus Kenrith. We will make this Fires of Invention into Leyline Binding possibly, into Kenrith, give everything haste, or we go land, we go Trampler haste. So, I mean, for sure it's going to be Leyline Binding, so we do that. Get rid of Uro. Then... Oh yeah, those are only white mana, so it's going to be Fires of Invention. Minskin-Boo. Put some counters on this. Swing in. They're at 10. 2-turn clock. Less with Kenrith. And we have removal with Leyline Binding. I'm feeling pretty solid about this. Omnath. You got it. Do they have anything else? Golos. Okay. So they do have Field of the Dead coming down. We will decline this. Let's go ahead and drop Leyline Binding for Golos, right? It's I think probably Golos is the worst. We'll get this in early. Take out you. Then we go Kenrith for free. I believe we should shock this in. We will go give everything haste. Oh, I'm an idiot. This is a mistake because I'm supposed to put my Cavalier of Flame back out. Okay, luckily I can still make all this work. And then we go one more haste. Trample haste, and then we go make this big enough so it doesn't die. We'll swing in with the squad. Alright, double block on Kenrith makes sense. And they're at 1. We can basically fling anything next turn, so they need to have exactly Supreme Verdict. Just on now. They don't have haste to kill Minskin-Boo, so I'm feeling pretty solid about our position. I think that they may not have any outs here, other than the board wipe. And it looks like they don't find it, so we will take round 3. Alright, well, I think comparing the original build to this build, I am already so much happier with the card draw that this deck has. Minskin-Boo to draw. We have, you know, we didn't see it in this game, but we have, you know, all the Beanstalks. Kenrith being able to bring back a Cavalier to draw even more feels amazing. You know, overall, just really, really happy with this. And then just, yeah, Minsk and Blue always just being a super great Magic card. We do actually get a little bit less utility out of this in Timeless as we do in Historic, because in Historic, the arena-only version of Minsk and Blue is actually 5 CMC, so the triggers are being stocked. But I think being in Historic, where we have literally access to Fires of Invention, I think that actually makes it just, like, very worth it to do. So, great round 3. Let's hop into round 4. Here we go. Alright, this is going to be round 4. Early up the Beanstalk into what can really only be a Cavalier of Dawn. I'm not sure I can keep this on the basis of the mana. Otherwise, it's not too bad, though. Fires of Invention, up the Beanstalk. I like this one. Get rid of the Thorns. We will draw into something better, hopefully. Alright, so we are going to have full domain for Leyline Binding. Let's find our on-color Triome. There's our Jetmir's Garden. Eidolon of the Great Revel, fine. So this is going to be Burn. Gotcha. Well, let's go ahead and I think probably just kill that thing at the expense of a few life. As if the thing were to attack next turn, so it's all good. A 2-drop will be nice here pretty soon by Shino Pyromancer. We were happy to trade that one off. Prowess, don't care. Alright, unfortunately not enough mana to work with here in terms of white mana, so we go this into... can't do math, can I? It's going to have to be one Leyline Binding. Let's take out the one that does the most damage currently. And then we have Heath to go find more white. Alright, we take a little damage here off of the Soulscar Mage. Probably the correct play was to Binding the Soulscar Mage, as we are about to take more damage. We're going to 5 here, which doesn't exactly feel great. Were I to shock this in, I'd be able to get something, but now I just need to play 2 white sources. So I can go Windswept Heath, find basic plains. There's basic plains. We'll go Virtue of Loyalty, make a blocker, Leyline Binding. Now we take the Soulscar Mage, as we do draw off our Beanstalk. We find some burn, which is great. We will be looking solid if we survive till next turn. Alright. And is the last one also burn? Oh, of course it is. Okay. Well, red deck burns us out here. Unfortunately, not enough life gain to support us here. Sometimes decks are just that fast. Okay, so round 4 in the bag now. I would say we're doing pretty decent. We'll leave it up to round 5 to decide how this story ends. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Round 5, the 5th and final one. We have Bolt, Beanstalk, Binding, and Minsk and Boo. I think this is a pretty solid hand. I'm really happy to keep that. We'll go in with our tap land here, try to get Leyline Binding as cheap as possible. We are just missing red-white, which we do have in our hand. Let's play a Beanstalk. See if that gets Spell Pierced. They are going to Brainstorm instead. Okay, that's fine. Blue-black, though, definitely going to be a difficult matchup for us. Tough decision here, it looks like. We find more than enough lands to support ourselves, so Leyline Binding going to have to work with Lightning Bolt here to keep our opponents in check, and then the other thing is Minsk and Boo's going to have to find the right time to be played. Ragavan with Dash, okay, so we're going to definitely hold up removal for that thing. Just a land, fine. That both helps us, and it's something that we do not want to bother with casting right now. We got to make sure that we play something with red and or white, so let's play something that is literally both of those. So that will make Leyline Binding. Yeah, we have so much removal here. I feel not super great about shocking into this, but let's go. Leyline Binding is our preferred cast here to trigger up the Beanstalk. Though, unless it's Ragavan, I'm probably going to, like, Lightning Bolt or something. Just a normal Ragavan cast, okay? Let's bolt that. We'll make sure to play our Temple Garden so we have access to more white mana here. Looks like we'll move to our turn here. They were thinking about countering something, and they did not. So let's just go ahead and play some tap lands, start to chill out here. We'll make our opponent play something, commit to the board, or flash something in. Snapcaster Mage, sure. What will you be casting here? Brainstorm? Well, how about we say no to that and we take out their treasure. Okay, they're going to crack it in response, so they will get this anyway. I do get to draw my Windswept Heath. It's all good. Leyline Binding definitely not getting its full utility here. Maybe should have just let them have that Brainstorm. Oh well. Because now they can kind of just sit back here on their open mana. Maybe they do feel like they want to go in. I hope there's not a backup Thoughtseize here, otherwise we're going to be stuck top decking. We just have to jam this can do this next turn, I think. Yep, Thoughtseize takes our Minskin Boo, so we'll just go Windswept Heath, thin the deck out a bit, and hopefully we can recover. Flooded Strand picking up who knows what. Alright, let's move to our turn. Ooh, another Windswept Heath. Alright, well, let's just go ahead, play and crack this. Let's get that, and say go. We go to 11, they're just holding priority here. Let's attempt the Fires of Invention. We may as well. Nice, got a counterspell out of the way, though it is one of the ones that puts it back on top, so we will just shuffle it away with Windswept Heath. At least we're able to get around Memory Lapse a little bit that way, so it's not exactly a time walk on us. Let's do something that produces white. And we just really need this up the Beanstalk to dig us out of a hole here, particularly off of a Leyline Binding. Ooh, land, not the move. We will go to 6. Maybe less if they have Bowmaster or another Snapcaster. I think that basically opponent has this game in the bag here, and we've drawn so many lands here. Oh my gosh, that's brutal. I mean, we've seen 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 cards. Over half of them have been lands. Yeah, actually that's actually insane. So we have seen 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. We have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 out of 18 cards have been lands. Wow. Sure. You can have one of these many land cards in my graveyard. And then opponent is going to kill us in our turn with Snapcaster Mage. Really just unfortunate situation with the Shuffler here. I'm going to go ahead and queue us for one more game because that is definitely a bad taste to end things out with. Hopefully we get a quick queue here. I'll probably just keep that game in there because these statistical anomalies are, you know, interesting to see, to say the least. Sometimes it's flood, sometimes it's drought. Either way, we'd never like to see it. So, maybe if we go 30 seconds without a Q pop, then we will go ahead and just end it there. But I think I do want to play one more game. There we go. 24 seconds, we are in. Let's get in there and do this re-record of round 5. So, let's hope for a good hand here. We get Leyline Binding. Well, okay, this basically just gets us to Minskin Boo. We can cast Leyline Binding. I'm down. And then Bone Crusher Giant is also a quick game plan that we can work on. Alright, blue-white control here. Alright, we have our 4th land. Minskin is going to be online. Cavalier of Thorns, however, is not. Blue-white control. Alright. We will go Sacred Foundry, tapped. Use Bone Crusher Giant on the end step. We want to drain their hand as soon as possible. Anticipate, you got it. So possibly this is a counterspell heavy deck, at which point we just want to curve out our Bone Crusher into, probably Bone Crusher again into Minskin. We find our 2nd green source out of 3 for Cavalier of Thorns, so I have that on my radar. If they just... Oh, they just go for Teferi Time Reveler. I am so down. Well, they can get my Minskin to go away.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Oh no, what am I saying? Yeah, they go to 5 here. I go... I can't play Bone Crusher Giant, which is awkward. But we can go this into Minskin, put Teferi down far enough that we can deal with him. We will take action. We will put 3 counters on it, and we will send it in at Teferi. Teferi now can't bounce Minskin, so they gotta find another way around it. And then Bone Crusher Giant can finish off Teferi. We can also just cast the Cavalier of Thorns, I guess.
I've got time.
Alright, we will decline this trigger. I think we will go ahead and... I could just draw 4 cards off of killing Teferi. I think they may want to just go ahead and board wipe here. So let's go ahead and do this. We'll sack a creature. We will do 4 damage to Teferi, draw 4. That means that I can go Fires of Invention into Cavalier of Thorns. And then we'll discard some lands, I think. They must have a counterspell here. Gain 3 life, draw a card. Okay, that's totally fine. So, okay, this is just Azorius Flash. Got it. Lots of life gain happening here. This is fine, actually. We have Cavalier of Thorns. We'll mill a few. Nothing to take here. Minskin up the Beanstalk. Are some of the better draws that I see here. And then we are at hand size, so we don't have to discard. Feels good. Backup Fires of Invention. Another Cavalier of Thorns. Leyline Binding and Bone Crusher Giant. We're feeling nice. We lose Cavalier of Thorns here, gaining some life, but it's all good. Dawn of Hope. They're playing the long game here. We will take the action on Minskin. We will plus target our Boo. No way of giving things haste right now, so we'll go Cavalier of Thorns into Crusher. We will take the Windswept Heath. Lot of good cards set up. We do note that we have the Cavalier of the red one, Cavalier of Flame. And then we can damage the face. We can just put a Crusher onto the battlefield, or we can Leyline Binding the Dawn of Hope. I think I want to Leyline Binding the Dawn of Hope, and I've just paid mana by accident for it, but it's okay. Little misclick here, and then I believe we still have 1 land drop, so we will use those to thin the library, finding the remainder of our Leyline Binding domain. Authority of the Consuls. Let's just go ahead and do this. That is kind of a pain for us, honestly. But it's something that we can definitely get around. So we'll get this, then we'll get the other Triome. Haven't been stifled yet. Think we are safe. Almost done with fetchables. They go for Supreme Verdict, that makes sense. We will exile this, putting back a... Well, I guess Cavalier of Flame is less good now. I have backup Minskin, Leyline Binding, or up the Beanstalk. Which one would I like to do? I think I want Cavalier of Flame, ideally. Yeah, we have nothing to trigger an up the Beanstalk right now. Cavalier of Flame is bad unless we find Leyline Binding, though. Ooh, it's a little weird here. Maybe I just want to take the card draw up the beanstalk. As awkward as that feels. Alright, move to our turn. We do the Minsk thing. They gain some life. It's fine. Alright. Make a big boo. Playing up the beanstalk for free. And then I think we do not draw anything good. Unfortunate. And we go for a creature that can pressure the board. We hit for as much as 11 next turn unless they have Supreme Verdict again. This is 2 of 4, I believe, so far. They're scrying, so they don't have it. Oh, they've only shown me 1 Supreme Verdict. Where'd the second one go? I guess it was only 1. 2 to the bottom means good things for me. We decline this one. We go plus. Swords of Plowshares now feels good, but it is pretty much a 1-turn clock here now. We'll go Stomping Ground enters tapped. And, yeah, swords can't be used on our opponent's turn now, which is awkward. I think we just pass in this situation. Minskin Boo is just supreme value right now. That's the only reason we are applying as much pressure as we are. Just a land. Oh, they're actually banned. Crazy. I wonder what they could be splashing green for. Alright, we of course never create another Minskin Boo. We will attempt to cantrip first, I guess. I think we will just present lethal here. They can upsettle the wreckage. Okay, looks like they didn't have it. Was really playing around nothing. Looks like we did get to end up with a good round 5 recording here. And I think this is when we'll just cut off the video here. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I would really love to hear how you liked this deck compared to the Jeskai version. Me personally, I thought that this one was a way, way better build. I think we had much better card draw, and that was really the big difference there. In terms of the actual payoffs that we're putting in at the 5-drop slot, curious to hear what you guys think you would play. Would you go for just all 4 ofs on the Cavaliers, or would you just, you know, do a similar kind of split that I'm doing? Always interested to hear that stuff from you guys. Make sure to like the video if you liked it as well. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe for videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's all for me. I will see you in the next one. Peace out.